Hello my lovelies! Today we're going to discuss my goals for 2022, so stay tuned. So if you watched my video the other day on how I did with my 2021 goals, you know I did not do fabulous with a lot of them. So I have some rollover goals. I have new goals. I have a lot of goals for for this year, and fingers crossed I can accomplish all of them. So I did say in that video that in the past 2 years I've done these focus boards, and this year I don't plan on doing a focus board. I just thought I would come on here, chit chat with you, share with you my goals, and I think I do better with maybe a list kind of thing. So I'm either going to put something on my phone, or I'm going to put like a dry erase board here with like my goals, or maybe even a cork board that I can pin this kind of stuff on, just so that what happened with this one doesn't happen again, because this is very cool. I worked hard on it. I think it's awesome. And then it got stuck in a different room, ended up behind some stuff, and I think the last time I saw it was in February. So it didn't really help keep me focused on the stuff because I wasn't seeing it. So I have written out all of my goals for the year. I've got them right here, and I thought I would just share them with you. Okay, so starting off with my bookish goals. So for the past at least 2 years, my Goodreads reading goal has been to read 120 books. And I intend on keeping that as my goal. Last year I ended up reading like 209 books. I don't want to read that many books. I mean, I kind of do, but I don't want to make myself read that many. And I think 10 books in a month is reasonable. Typically I do end up going over that, but that's how I want to keep my goal for now. My next goal is to haul less books than I read and or unhaul. So I would like to try to do something like each month tally up, okay, this is how many books I've read, this is how many books that I've unhauled, and I don't accumulate as many, like I don't exceed that. Now granted, it may have to be like okay, this is how many books I read say in December, and how many books I unhauled in December, and whatever that number is in January, I don't buy any more books than that. And then in February I'll look back and go, okay, how many books did I read in January, plus how many books in addition to those did I get rid of, and I don't exceed that for February. And I think that will help me in getting through more of what I already own. Okay, the next goal that I have is a big one. So I want to complete or unhaul at least 12 series that I have started. And I'm not sure which video comes first. Hold on. I think it'll actually be sometime in February. I haven't filmed it yet, but I'm going to film this video of all of the series that I have started and not finished. But I have a list here of 12 that I have started or I'm starting in January, and I want to finish by the end of this year. Okay, so those are, and I'm gonna like put pictures up or whatever. I would like to complete the Green Creek series by TJ Klum, the Queen of Hearts saga by Colleen Oakes, the Nevermore series by Kelly Krieg, Legacy of Arisha by Tomi Adeyemi. Now with this one, or any of the others, that if the final book hasn't come out, I'm just talking about reading up through what I have, like what I already own, or what is available for me to get, whether it's via Scribd or my library or whatever. But like The Legacy of Arisha, only the first 2 books are out, and there's not a date on when the 3rd book will come out. I do own the first 2 books, so I want to read at least those. Okay, continuing on. I would like to read the Diviners series by Libba Bray, Letters to the Lost by Bridget Kimmerer, The Eldest Curses by Cassandra Clare, The Last Hours by Cassandra Clare. And for any of these series, unless I've like just started them or I've been recently reading them, I have every intention of starting them over from the beginning and rereading what I've already read and then continuing on. Okay, continuing with my list here, I have The Bromance Book Club by Lisa K. Adams. This is one that I won't have to like reread because it's been fairly recently since I read the first book, and in January I'm reading the 2nd book, so just continuing on. Then we also have Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard by Rick Riordan, because I've been gradually making my way through all of Rick Riordan's books, and it's taking some time, but yeah, I want to finish that, as well as The Trials of Apollo by Rick Riordan. And then I would also like to read the Wicked Years series by Gregory Maguire. I read Wicked a long time ago. I think I read more in that series, but I don't think I ever finished it, and so I'm actually going to be buddy reading that series with my buddy read group throughout the year, or later in the year. So those are all of the series that I would like to try to complete this year. If I can complete more than that, awesome. But that's a lot of books already. And to try to fit all the other, I have to try to fit these things into my wheels and games and all of that stuff, and plus whatever other books come up. Also, in my bookish goals, I want to build one of those little free libraries and have it outside my house, like next to my mailbox or something. I don't know when exactly we'll do that, but that is something that I really would like to do. And I thought of it last year when I was doing this goals video, and I knew last year it probably wasn't going to happen. So hopefully this year we can do it, but we'll see. Okay, so those are my bookish goals. Now on to my channel goals. I have quite a few. Hold on. Let me get comfy. Alright, so the first one is to continue posting 3 videos a week on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, maybe with an occasional one thrown in. I think I've done really well with doing that schedule. And I have so many videos that I'm always just, I'm constantly filming stuff, and almost 3 videos a week doesn't even seem to be enough to really put out all of the content that I'm doing. So yeah, sometimes you'll end up with weeks where there's 4, maybe even 5 videos in a week. But yeah, at least those 3, and I don't want to push myself to do any more than that 3, but that'll probably happen anyway. Then I want to film more travel videos, and you'll see in my life goals, one of those goals is to travel more. The world is beginning to open up a bit more than it was in 2021, and flying to other countries and things like that are now becoming more of an option. So I have lots and lots and lots and lots of travel plans for 2022. So I'm hoping to get lots of great travel videos for all of you. Okay, next is videos with bookish friends. Yes, so two of the places that I plan on traveling in 2022 is California and Oklahoma. And those are to see my two dearest friends, Clint and Kaylani. I plan on going to see Kaylani at the end of April and into May. And we're gonna go to Y'all West together, so you'll get Y'all West video and travel, and Kaylani and I are gonna film all these fun Bookish videos together, and they may not all be Bookish. We're gonna film videos, and it's gonna be awesome, and I'm super excited about that. And then an undetermined date right now, but it will be in 2022. Could be in July, could be in November. We don't know exactly just yet, but my dear friend Clint is getting married, and I am one of his bridesmaids. So I will be going to Oklahoma to do that, and I'll probably go a good bit before so that we can spend lots of time hanging out and filming fun videos for both of our channels as well. So I'm super excited to do friends videos with Bookish friends. Super excited about that. Another thing that I would like to do for my channel, and this is really intimidating for me. I've thought about it many times, and I know it would probably be the best thing for me to do, but honestly I don't know how to do it, and I haven't even, I've kind of looked, but I don't know, I get so confused. But I'd like to start a Discord for my channel. I have my little buddy read group on Twitter, and it just keeps growing and growing. And I feel like I need a bigger platform for all the buddy reads that I do, and that anybody could come in and join, but have like different sections, because right now, yes, we talk about the books that we're reading, but also everybody talks about everything. And you can go away for a day and come back to like, you know, 100 messages, and it can be a little like overwhelming. So I'd like to start a Discord where we have like a common room where everybody can chat about whatever, and maybe like a different room for, you know, the buddy reads, a different room for book recommendations, whatever. But yeah, I want to start a Discord. I'm just really intimidated by it, and I have to figure it all out, or have somebody help me figure it out. But yes, that is one of my goals. And I'm gonna pause this for just a second because they're like mowing outside or something, and it's noisy. And I am back. Okay, so another of my channel goals that I have, that I'm a little bit, maybe not as intimidated as I am with the whole Discord thing, but still nervous about, and that is I'd like to start a Patreon. And I don't really know exactly how it works, and I haven't worked out logistics for it and all of that, but yeah, I'd like to start a Patreon and do special things with that. So I have to figure out all of the logistics of it, I guess, all of the tiers and the rewards and all of that stuff, but I think that would be something really cool to do. As far as subscribers go, I'm setting my goal, okay, for the past 2 years. For the past 2 years, my goal has been to hit 5K subscribers. And in 2020, I got to only 3,007, hold on, let me see what the amount is. 3,710. So that's what I started 2021 with. And I said again in 2021 that I wanted to get to 5K subscribers. And by the end of 2021, I got to 4,540 subscribers. So I was only 460 away. So I'm going to say my goal for subscribers this year is to get to 5.5K subscribers. I really hope I hit that 5K mark this year, because I've been doing this for a good bit now, and I think I'm going on in August of this year. I think it'll be 5 years now. I really want to get to 5K. But it'll happen. I have faith that it'll happen. Also, as far as views go, so I didn't look back like over all time, but I did look back at like 2020. I think I got like around 135,000 views that year. And then in 2021, I got around like 215 or something like that. My lifetime, I started out 2021 with 417.7K views, and my goal was to hit 600K, and I did. I got to 639.6K views. And so this year I'm going to step it up a bit more as far as like how many over the year, and my goal is to hit 900,000 views. And since I'm starting with 639,582, that's approximately 260, a little over 260,000 views over this year. And like I said, in 2021, I got about 215. So it's a good bit more than that. So that's my goal. Okay, so those are all of the challenge goals, or the channel goals. Then I have some Twitter goals. So I have, if you don't know, I have 2 Twitter accounts. One is my personal Twitter account, which everybody knows that, you know, it's linked down in my description all the time, and that's completely Mel. So I am starting the year off with 1,117 followers, and my goal is just to get to 1,250. It's a little over, let's see, 133 subscribers or followers over the year. I think that's a reasonable goal. I think I can hit that. And then my other Twitter is Seasonathon. I run the Twitter for our like seasonal readathon, and it's called Seasonathon. So if you're not following us there, you should totally be following us, because that is where you get all of the updates for all of the Seasonathon, you know, readathons throughout the year, any changes, any schedule, anything, it's all there. And we also, like, everybody shares their TBRs and things like that with Seasonathon. So we are starting the year out with 700 followers at Seasonathon, and I'm really hoping to hit 1K followers for Seasonathon this year. Okay, then I have my Instagram goals, and last year my Instagram goals, I failed terribly. I did a terrible job with doing anything with Instagram last year, except for like May. That was because I got Einstein in May. So one of my goals for 2021 that I'm carrying over to 2022 is to get an app that helps me like plan and schedule posts. Because I feel like if I get the app and I like plan a certain day each week or something to be like, this is my day for picking, like taking Instagram pictures and editing it and making my posts and all that, and then like maybe one day a month or something, and then it schedules them to post at certain times, I think I would be okay to like actually stay on, but we'll see. Last year I wanted to get this app. I never even, I don't know that I thought about it again after I filmed my goals video. So I'm hoping to do better this year and actually get the app and use it. Next, okay, so last year my goal was to post once a week, and obviously I'm not good at that. So my goal for 2022 is going to be a little bit more reasonable, and it is to post at least twice a month. I think I can do that. Like, post every other week. If I can do that, hopefully, you know, I'll be doing better. Also, gosh, what was my goal for followers on Instagram last year? It was to get to 3,000 followers, which really didn't happen. I managed to accumulate like 90 more followers over the entire course of the year because I was not regular or consistent in any way with it. So I want to be more consistent this year with everything in my life. But with being a little more consistent, I'm hoping I can get some more followers. So my goal, I set it a little lower, and it's for 2,600 followers. I'm starting the year off with 2,430, so that's 170 over the course of the year, which is almost double what I got last year. But I think if I'm more consistent, I might get more followers. Then I've got my life goals, and there are a lot. Okay, so my first life goal is to work on my mental health more. Like I said, 2021 was a hard year, and it took its toll on me. Yeah. So some of the things that I intend to do in order to work on my mental health more: therapy. I wrote down possible medication, but that has since changed to definite medication because I have since been put on something. I'm currently taking antidepressants, and I don't really talk about this kind of stuff on the channel because, well, I want this to be my happy place, and this to be all about the things that I enjoy and that I love, and not a place where I am sad and struggling and all of that. I have an Einstein right here. So I don't really talk too much about that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm dealing with things, and I am now taking medication for that. And also, to work on my mental health, I also want to just do things that help me relax and feel good. Such as, and I made like a little list here, take baths, take walks, reading, traveling, spending time with my family, or my doggos, or my cats. Playing games, like playing board games. I freaking love games, and I don't play them enough anymore. And watching TV and movies. So with that, I kind of want to cut back a little bit on, not a lot, like I said, with my reading, or my bookish goals. I still want to try to read 120 books in a year, but I want to try to cut back on how many books that I am actually reading in a year, because I want to have more time for other things, because I rarely ever watch TV or movies. Like I said, I rarely ever play games anymore. I want to do some of these other things that I also love to do, and not be like, well, I want to do that, but I also need to get through these books. And so I want to balance my life a little bit more. Like, I want to balance the books going in and out. I want to balance my life with work and fun and all of that. Okay, so that's it as far as like mental health. Well, sort of. The next category, I guess, is I want to work on my physical health, which will also, I think, help my mental health. So I want to go back to eating better. I want to try to get back into the intermittent fasting, where I'm just eating like over an 8-hour period and not the rest of the time. I want to get back to going to the gym. Seriously, okay, so I started going to the gym in 2020, or maybe it was 2019, whenever I started that whole weight loss journey thing. I started paying for a gym membership, and I stopped going. I guess it was in 2019 when I started that weight loss journey. So I was doing it then, and then I stopped going with COVID and continued to pay for it and never went back. Like, I went back a little while, like when things started lightening up for a little bit. Mostly just to go and meet with my trainer that I had at the time. And then when I got hurt back in October of 2020, I stopped going, but I've still been paying for it, which is stupid. So since I'm paying for it anyway, I should go. And I know Xander wants to go and work out too, so maybe he'll be my workout buddy. Hopefully Einstein doesn't make too much noise. He's now got a bone and he's directly under my desk. Okay, I also want to go hiking. I really enjoyed the few times that we've gone hiking. Hold on, let me get this toy away from him. Okay, so as I was saying, I have really enjoyed hiking the few times that we've gone. We haven't gone much. Xander loves that kind of thing. He loves nature, and he loves like the rugged terrain and the pretty views, and I love it too. Marty, he could probably do without it, but he goes along. And I want to do more of that. It's good exercise and it's fun, and you get to see pretty things. I also want to, and I've kind of incorporated this already, stop drinking energy drinks. I got to where I was like, I used to be completely caffeine free when I was doing my full on diet and exercise, though as time went on and things changed, I started drinking energy drinks again, and I was drinking 1 to 2 energy drinks as well as sodas and all of that stuff. And so I don't want to drink energy drinks anymore, but I will drink coffee. So I'm kind of swapping them, but from what I gather, coffee is significantly better for you than these energy drinks. So I'm going to be drinking coffee instead. Also, I want to drink more water, because I found that helped a whole lot with when I was doing all of the dieting and exercising, with staying on track. It helped because it curbed like cravings for snacking on stuff, because it kind of, you know, filled up my stomach when I didn't really like. When I wanted to munch on random stuff between meals, if I was well hydrated, I didn't really want to munch. So, like on extra stuff. So I need to, and it also helped a lot with the intermittent fasting and with all of the working out and stuff I did. So I want to drink more water, and I want to get back into my long walks and runs. When I was doing that, all that before, I was doing pretty much a 5K walk / run 5 to 6 times a week, like 5 to 6 days a week around where I live, with hills and all of that stuff. And I loved it so much. I do not think I could really do that well right now, but I want to get back to doing that. So that's one of my goals. Where last year one of my goals was to do a 5K, I just want to be able to at least walk that 5K around my house. Okay, this next one is one that's really hard for me, and it's one that I have struggled with for as long as I can remember. And that's kind of goes with the get more sleep. I want to have like, make myself have like this set bedtime, this set wake up time. I'm terrible with this, but I want to make myself get in bed by 10 p.m. on weeknights and midnight on weekends, and then wake up by 6 a.m. on weekdays and 8 a.m. on weekends. And I've picked those times because 6 a.m. is the time that if Marty is like depending on his schedule. If he's the one that gets Xander up before he goes to work or whatever, at 6 a.m. I have to get up and make sure Xander gets off to the bus on time. Because Marty will already be gone to work or whatever. Though I will have to get up at 5 on days that like Marty's working nights. He won't be home. So I'll have to get up at 5 and wake Xander up. Because this child cannot seem to wake himself up. Unfortunately in the morning. And if we don't wake him up, he just isn't going to go to school. So we have to get up for that. And kind of speaking along the scheduling lines, one of the big things that I want to work on this year, and as I was writing this, I actually went through and made changes because of this. I want to be more mindful of how I schedule my time. So I want to do at least one day a week where I have no work. That's no having to edit videos or film videos or do live shows or even work on the house. It's one day, or even have to run errands. It's one day where I can just relax and have fun, go and do something fun, or just lay around and read. One day a week where I have no work. And then I want to have at least one day a week where I'm working on my house. That's whether it be cleaning. It could also be that that's the day that I try to like schedule appointments and things like that. But there's so much to do with this house, and there's still a massive amount of unpacking to do to this house, and remodeling to do to this house, and cleaning to do to this house. That's something that gets pushed way back on the back burner with everything else that's going on. And so I want to schedule at least one day every week where I'm working on something to fix the house, to make something look nice or whatever. And this week I've already had my one day of working on the house, and I like cleaned out my desk. I moved a bunch. I had boxes and stuff piled around this area of my desk. I cleaned all that out and put it somewhere else. I set these little cubby cube things in here and stuck them in here. Organized stuff. I decorated my desk with this new cute pink stuff that I got. And I did a little bit of cleaning up here and there. And that was pretty much the extent of it, because I had appointments and stuff during the day. But I took this small area and I made it nice. And I also ordered things to make work on other areas in the future. But yeah, I want to have at least one day each week where I'm doing something to work on the house. And granted, it doesn't have to be the entire day that I'm working on the house. Like Marty and I sat and listened to an audiobook for a couple of hours yesterday while we were cooking dinner together. Like we cooked dinner together and then we continued listening to the book. Yeah, I felt like I had actually done something because I could see. And as you can see behind me, there are pictures. You only see these 3, but there's 9 on this wall. And then I have another one hanging up over here. That's something that we did yesterday. And it just felt nice getting something done. And so when I wrote that down, I actually went through my little planner here. I'm going to show you my planner. I'm going to go back to last week so I don't spoil anything. But here's how my planner goes. So the pink are things that I film. The blue are videos to edit. And the yellow and orange ones, those are when videos post. And if you look, there's something going on almost every day except for this one day here. And that's days when I was like trying to do all the other stuff. Everything. And yeah, it's kind of crazy. And so I went through, and also like trying to find time to read in there is kind of ridiculous. But I went through and everything that I have scheduled, because I'm like scheduled all the way up through like the beginning of May, I think. I made sure that I had at least one day that was marked for no work and one day that was marked for work on the house every day. And I had no video stuff that I had to do. A video can post that day, but that doesn't really require anything because it's already scheduled. But I've made that step to make that change, and I'm hoping that that will also be good for my mental health as well. All right, continuing on with the life goals. Along the lines of working on the house, some of the things that I would like to get done with this house. So last year, we said we wanted to do some remodeling, and we got a lot done. But like I said, there's still so much to do. So I want to finish our kitchen remodel, because we started a pantry and it hasn't been finished yet. There's no, it hasn't, like it's raw drywall up right now. Like the corners haven't been taken care of. There's a lot that needs to be done, and there's no shelving or anything in it. So I want to finish that. Want to have some other shelves built. Want to do painting and like the walls, and yeah, still a lot that I want to get done with that kitchen. And so one of my goals is for us to finish the kitchen this year. I also want to finish remodeling our enclosed patio that you may have seen in my vlogs of me painting the ceiling in there and painting the walls. And we actually ended up taking the paneling off and putting insulation in. And we put some insulation stuff on the floor, but it's since had to be ripped up because Einstein came back after we went on the cruise. He came back and just started peeing on everything out there, and we couldn't get rid of it. So we ended up having to rip all that out. And so I don't know if we're going to do anything with the floor for now, but yeah, we want to just finish getting things painted and put together and decorated and all of that. I want to repair our back deck because we have a couple of boards that have big chunks missing, and yeah, our back deck's dangerous. I want to at least start remodeling the living room. So technically in this house, I think this room was supposed to be the living room, but it's our library. And then there's like a den, and then we call that the living room. And that's pretty much like Xander's domain. He's the only person, him and his friends are the only ones that hang out in there. And so I bought all of this really cool stuff, like gaming decor kind of stuff, like a neon light and just all kinds of different things. And a cool new desk and all of that for him. Like gaming chair, kind of like this, but I think it's like black and blue or something. But yeah, want to redo that room, or at least get started on working on doing that sometime this year. I want to unpack more boxes because we still have boxes everywhere. Because yes, we have been in this house for a couple of years now, but just in 2021, we had to pack everything in this house up twice. Once when we did the flooring, we literally had to pack the entire house so they could do the flooring. Then later when we were getting the roof done, they actually had to do a lot of work on the inside, like towards the bedrooms and stuff. And we had to pack up all of that stuff all over again. So our house has stayed pretty packed. So we've got boxes everywhere that we still need to get unpacked. So yes, one of my goals is to get more boxes unpacked. And then also to get rid of more stuff. As we're unpacking things, I have boxes that I'm like, okay, as soon as I get this filled up, it's like a go away box. So it's like, as we're unpacking stuff, I'm putting things back into this other box for get rid of. I want to get rid of a lot more stuff because we have way too much junk. We have an entire basement just piled high with a mountain of boxes that we're like, what even is all of this stuff? So we want to get rid of a lot. And then my next section, my last section for my life goals is to have more fun. I need more fun in my life desperately. And to do that, I want to do stuff like travel. That is a big, big thing. And I have so much travel planned for this year. It's already like booked and everything. And super, super, super excited about it. I guess to give you a heads up on what kind of travel and travel videos you can look forward to in the future for this year. In February, Marty and I are going to Spain. We're going to Barcelona. I'm so excited. We've never been there. In March, Xander and I are going to have a quick weekend trip the weekend before his birthday to New York City, which is gonna be awesome. And that'll be around the same time that Spring and a Reading-a-thon is beginning as well. And then in April, Xander and I will be going to Mobile to visit with my mom. Marty will be working, so he won't be able to go. But it'll be Xander's spring break, so we're gonna go. And then at the end of April, I'm flying out to California to hang out with my bestie Kaylani, and we're gonna go to Y'all West together, and it's gonna be so much fun. And then that's gonna go into the beginning of May. At the end of May, me, Marty, Xander, and Marty's mom and dad, we're all flying to Vancouver, Canada, and we're gonna spend like a couple of days there, and then we're gonna get on a cruise and do an Alaskan cruise, and then we'll get back to Vancouver and spend a couple more days there. And then, so that'll bring us into June. There is one thing that could be in July, but it could also be in November. I'm waiting on a word from my friend Clint. They're still trying to figure out exactly what their wedding date is gonna be, but I am one of Clint's bridesmaids, and so I'm just waiting to see when exactly the wedding is. So I may be going to Oklahoma sometime in July, or it could be the first week of November. I don't know. And then August, me, Marty, and Xander are going to be going to Indianapolis for DCI, which is Drum Corps International, big competition thing. I think it's like their 50th anniversary or 50th annual DCI tournament, which is super exciting. Then in September, Marty and I are driving up to New York City, and we're gonna take a Canadian cruise. Don't think I have anything planned in October unless it's when I go to Oklahoma for Clint's wedding, because I'm planning on being there for like a week or so. So it could be at the end of October that I go there. November, like I said, could be for Clint's wedding. But then there's also Y'all Fest, which is the second weekend of November in Charleston, South Carolina. And then I don't have anything planned for December. So lots and lots of travel, which is so exciting for me. It is what I love to do, and it brings me so much joy. It brings me a lot of stress planning it, but it brings me so much joy when I'm doing it and getting to experience it. And so I'm really, really, really looking forward to it. Also, something I didn't do last year that I really wanted to do this year is bungee jump, which was one of my things from the 100 things to do scratch off bucket list. I really tried. I could not do it in 2021. It wasn't possible for any of the places that I could possibly get to. Most places were still closed because of COVID, and the places that were available were really, really far, and I just couldn't do it. I did try to check all of places that we did travel to throughout the year, and it just wasn't something I could do. But I'm hoping in 2022 that I am able to achieve this. I have looked, and there seems to be a place that I can do it just outside Barcelona. So that might happen next month. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm nervous, but I'm excited. And along the lines of this scratch off bucket list thing, I want to do some more of them. I also have ordered a frame so I can actually put this up and display everything. But I went and looked at all of the different things that I'd like to do on this list that I haven't done yet, that I could possibly do in 2022. So the first one is stand on a glacier. Since we're going on an Alaskan cruise, I think it's possible that I could actually stand on a glacier, so fingers crossed. Sail a boat. That might be something we could do either in Barcelona or, maybe even here. Who knows? Sleep under the stars. I don't know that I've ever actually slept under the stars. I've slept in tents. Don't get me wrong. I've slept in tents and campers and all that. But I don't think I've actually ever slept outside under the stars. So, That's something that I think would be interesting. I'm a little scared too though, because I'm afraid of like nature. I'm afraid of all the bugs and the snakes and the other things. Yeah. Yeah. Then we have switch off personal devices for 48 hours. That's something that is hard to do, but I think we could do it. I think it would be cool to do it. I don't know if Xander would do it, but I think it'd be cool to do it as a family. Let me ask you guys a question. If you've watched it this video this long, would you consider a camera to be a personal device? Because like I could easily turn my phone off for 48 hours in Barcelona, but I'd still have my camera to vlog. Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, give me just 1 second because I have to switch out my battery. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. So, what I was saying before is, would you count like vlogging as still having a personal device or not? Like, would you count a personal device as being like your phone and your computer, things like that? Comment down below and let me know, because I'm really curious, because I think, like I said, I could easily, I think, put away those things for 48 hours or maybe even more. But if I'm in a place like that, I'm gonna want to vlog like everything. So I'm gonna want to have that camera. Otherwise, it would have to be like an at-home kind of thing when I'm not planning on vlogging. Okay, the next thing I have on my list is ride a Segway. I've never ridden a Segway. I don't think Marty has either. And I think that could be something that we easily do in Barcelona. At this point in time, we don't really have a plan for Barcelona. I need to work on making a plan. But we don't have any plans at this point. We're just looking to go and experience things. Something else we could do, while we could do it from here even, or do it from Barcelona, which would be cool too, is to send a message in a bottle. Never done that. We have a lake here, we have a river here, so we could do that here. But I also think it'd be kind of cool to do it like in the Mediterranean, but I don't know. It would definitely need to be something that's like, I don't want to do anything that's going to hurt the water though. I don't want to pollute the water. If you have ideas for how you can send a message in the bottle without polluting the water, because I'm definitely not going to use like a plastic bottle. Let me know if you have any thoughts on doing that. Because yeah, I'm big on, I don't want to hurt the water. I don't want to hurt the fishies. I love to scuba dive and I hate seeing garbage in the water. Okay, next is to be in 2 countries at the same time. That might be something we could do when we do our Alaskan cruise. Like, it might be possible to be in Alaska and Canada at the same time. I don't know. Or I'm not sure how close Vancouver is to the US border, so it might be something where we could like be in the US and Canada at the same time. Or when we go to Barcelona, we might be able to do that, where I know like a couple of hours north of us is a country called Angora, I think. So maybe we could do that there. And then take a cooking class. Again, that's something we could do here, or we could do it like when we go to Barcelona. I don't know. But like I said, I want to do more of these things. I want to knock them off, and I want to pick at least, you know, one big thing each year. My big thing this year is going to be bungee jumping. That was going to be my big thing last year, but I couldn't do it. But I did another big thing, which was go surfing, which I'd never done, and I did that last year. So what are some of your goals for this year? Do you have any big, awesome goals you want to try to do this year? Comment down below and let me know. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, click that subscribe button down below. And until next time, remember to always be completely you. Bye!